What in the price action is this right here? This is complete garbage. And if you're trying to trade crypto on a day like today, I've been in profits, I've been in loss, I've been in break evens. It's crazy. I could have taken profits, sold, taken profits about 6-7 times today, and I would have made good money. But then again, we're in extreme fear on some exchanges, but fear on this coin market cap exchange, which is why people are buying and holding, but they're just getting shreked, which is crazy. This indicator actually tells me, especially with the lower highs, that we may be headed to extreme fear, which I've mentioned before. What are your options though? That's why you've clicked the video. That's probably why you're watching me. You want to know what is next. So, after that massive rally to 113k and then the pullback, I sold here. And I wanted to accumulate at the same prices that we got in because I felt like price wasn't cooperating. Now I got lucky and I bought back in. But look at this price action, it's hideous. There's a few things you can do and it depends on what you believe. Are you bullish? Do you think the bull market is going to proceed? Now I think it's about 50-50. Some people think it's going to go up. Some people think it's the end. I believe realistically it needs to hit 100k if we're going to fly higher. That's just my honest opinion. Because it has to bounce off there. It has to hit extreme fear to ensure everybody sells for us to go higher because the majority lose. So there's two things you can do. You can DCA. You can start allocating small percentages of your portfolio because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And maybe you like the prices that we're at, especially with altcoins. However, I think Bitcoin dominance is going to fly higher, which isn't going to be good for altcoins either way. So you might be better, especially in the next few weeks. Look at this wick here. Imagine if that happens. I think it will get filled and we'll go a little bit higher before hopefully rolling over, but we don't know. Bitcoin dominance might just continue climbing. That is why if you want a limited downside but good upside, Bitcoin is probably the play with the stop loss. So if you're trying to buy any asset, I wouldn't touch altcoins. It's financial suicide. I'm doing it, but I'm not the smartest. Don't get me wrong, I've made a good few moves this year, but it doesn't mean I'm going to carry on making good moves. That's why you shouldn't just follow every crypto influencer. They might be shilling you something. They might make a wrong decision. You might flat out get wrecked. But my honest opinion, if you want exposure to crypto, this is the best asset to have. Because if Bitcoin is going to zero, altcoins are probably going to negative zero. Plus, you can actually gauge it. So let's say on the 50-week moving average, which is sat at around 100k. I don't want to get it up on this chart. This chart's a mess right now. So let's say we closed a couple of weekly candles below 100k, sitting at about 93k. You won't have lost your entire net worth. You'll have maybe lost about 10, maximum 20%. I think 10% you'd know that it is pretty much over, especially with these prices. You can get out. You can get the majority of your money and you can live your life because the bull run might be over by then, especially if we close 2 weekly candles below that. Historically speaking, it shows that the bull market is over, especially because we've broken down from this rising wedge that has been forming for a long period of time. It doesn't look good. We need to reclaim about 116k just to look decent. The second thing you can do is just wait. Now, the people who are waiting may get FOMO if we pump. That's the problem. So maybe just allocating a little bit to Bitcoin currently. You've got your portfolio, you've got your stocks, and you're chilling. You've got a stop loss on. You can't really lose doing that. However, if you go all in now and the price goes lower, you're going to regret that you didn't save some cash and buy a bit lower. If it's over and you go all in now, you're going to get completely bazookaed and you're not going to survive for the next bear market when it is the optimal time to accumulate. Because think about it. If we go to the lows, isn't that an insane price? For example, 38k for Bitcoin. We'll probably go there in 2026. People look at me like I'm an idiot, but what goes up must come down. And if it's happened before, chances are it'll happen again. What if the Fed and these interest rate reductions are the top of the bull market? What if all the hype is done? Everything was preempted in this cycle. You don't want to lose, man. I hate losing. And if that means I'm going to get smoked in this, I can't let that be me. And you guys can't let that be yourself. So you've just got to be smart in what you do. Don't invest all your capital. Even if it is risky plays. Let's say you go into a risky play right now. Only put a couple $100 in there. Don't go all in, because you don't want to get wrecked. This doesn't look good. It looks like a Head and Shoulders, man. To invalidate that, you're going to need some serious upwards price action, especially because historically bull markets have ended by this time. So if it is going to end at any point, we're closer towards the end than we are the start, and you just have to become accustomed to that, or you're just going to get smoked and wrecked if the majority of you haven't already. Because I know the majority of people holding altcoins have got smoked. They've just been hodling. I've been trading, and thankfully I haven't been wrecked like the majority. And I feel bad for the majority, man. But only 1% win in this game and 99% lose, because even what I'm saying to the majority of people, they're going to ignore it and hold the bags that they're holding. That's why, you know, if you ever feel like you need advice, ask me in the Telegram. I'll give you the best advice I can. I won't guarantee to make you loads of money, because I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know, and I probably trade a lot differently. And majority of the time, my decisions are quite quick. So that's just how it goes, unfortunately. If you want to win, you really have to want to win.